Well, for organization, it's or there are different challenges that organizations have. For the organizational structure, what we typically see, what makes organizations successful, is that they have like two separate organizations, one where they run the core business and the other one where they kind of come up with those innovative, disruptive business model innovations. But then it's also important that you kind of link those two organizations, because that you do not have like two separate organizations, but that you make sure that they are again linked. So that's in terms of organization, you need to have those speedboats that you manage to form them, to let them grow within the organization. And then second, culture-wise, you need to have this agile culture, this possibility to fail and to fail in a safe and protected environment. So this is also very important. And then for leadership, so it's important that you have the leaders that can also manage on both sides, that can manage the disruptive new business, but also the traditional incumbent business, and that are the leaders that are able to adapt to those both worlds and still be authentic. So, well, first of all, they need to understand why they need to transform. So everyone in the organization needs to understand, okay, if we do not transform, we're going to ruin our business and we'll be out of business anyway. So first of all, they need to understand it. And then based on that, they need to come up with an overall strategy. So meaning, okay, what is our strategy in order to improve on in the core business? And then in addition to that, what is our strategy to really come up with disruptive, fundamentally new business models? And this kind of dual strategy, everybody needs to get that and everybody needs to understand that. And based on the strategy, then they need to come up with more concrete business models. So what are the business models that help us to thrive in both worlds? And then if they have that, then they need to talk about the implementation challenges. And implementation is really the key challenge in this transformation. It's not a strategy game also, but not to the extent that it is an implementation game. So they really need to take care of the implementation, which means they need to think about the leadership style, the organizational structure that they want to have, the technology that they need, the processes, the culture, and the people. How can they find the people that are able to kind of live with those two worlds and kind of thrive in those two worlds? Well, leaders need to make sure, or need to be less a leader in a traditional way. They need to be a servant. So making sure that the employees can thrive, that the employees can exploit their full potential that they have. And so even when leaders do not know it, it shouldn't be a problem, because then they should have their team members that help them to advance. But this is a totally different leadership style than we've ever used to in the past, and it's difficult to adapt. But this is key, that the leaders make sure that their teams can thrive and that they are empowered to lead the change. Then they will be successful.